How you doing, YouTube? Dragon Mark here, going to do a deck profile on my Crystal Beast. This is by far my favorite deck so far. Nothing against my dragons, I love dragons, but this is a good deck too, and I'll let you know my cards. If anybody has any remarks on how to make this deck better, just write down in the remarks section what you think. But let's go through my deck, shall we? First of all, 3 Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. This is the main Crystal Beast of the deck, as everybody knows that. Special summon it, and you can have a Crystal Beast monster from your deck to your spell card zone. I call them crystal spells for future references. 3 Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth. This card's effect, it can redirect an attack on one of your monsters to this card. I'm debating whether or not to go to 2, but 3 is okay. 3 is my favorite number. And finally, well, not finally, but Topaz Tiger. This card is just as good as the other 2, maybe even better, given the fact that when it attacks, it gains 400 attack points. Now that's just awesome. And obviously, as all Crystal Beasts have the ability to go to the spell card zone. I'm only running 2 Emerald Tortoise, given the fact that I think 3 is a kind of overabundance. And 2, well, it's got 2,000 attack points, so it can defend your life points very easily, especially if you draw for the first turn. Its effect is you can select one monster you control that's already attacked and switch it back to defense mode. 2 Ruby Carbuncles. This card I used to have 3, but after a while I realized, yeah, it is a dead draw for 3. 2 is just perfect in my opinion. His effect is that you can special summon as many Crystal Beast monster whenever you special summon this card, from your spell card zone of course. 1 Cobalt Eagle. His effect is, I think it's overlooked. His effect is you can recycle basically your Crystal Beast. Any Crystal Beast card on the field, you can put it back to your graveyard. I usually use this for Pegasus, because Pegasus will be able to put more cards on the field. And finally, Amethyst Cat. Not many people use her, I know for a fact, because her effect is not that great. She can attack your life points directly, but only 600, not 12. That rounds up the Crystal Beast. Now, 1 Anteater Eating Ant. This card, I used to have 2. It's not that good in my opinion, but I throw it in there just for the hell of it. You can send 2 crystal spells on the field to the graveyard to special summon this card. And whenever this card can destroy a spell card on your side of the field. That's the only reason why I have this card, but I have another card that's even better. 1 Dragon Queen of Tragic Endings. I'm trying to find 2. I only run 1 because I only have 1, but his effect is good. 3 Crystal Beast spells on the field, you can special summon it. 2,600 defense points, so obviously it's very good. And whenever she does damage, your opponent discards a card, and you get to draw a card. 1 Gravite Crush Dragon. Not many people run this card. I like to think of myself as one of the only ones. You can discard a card from your spell card zone, a Crystal Beast card, and you can destroy a monster on your field. Very good for, getting rid of troublesome monsters. And I like to think of it as his brother right here, Magna Slash Dragon. Same effect, except instead of a monster, it's a trap card. Now, I run these 2 because, the only reason I don't like these 2 is that you obviously have to tribute a monster. And since you have to tribute, they go to the graveyard, not your spell zone. 2 Summoner Monks. Many people know the reason why I run 2. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, special summon it, goes to defense mode. You can discard a magic card from your hand that you don't need to special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your deck. 2 Hemons. I'm debating whether or not to just go with 1, but I guess 2 is good for the time being. I like to use this card in conjunction with Tortoise. It attacks. Tortoise ability plunges to defense mode, and when he's in defense mode, your opponent cannot target any other card. Very good card. I love this card. And the other boss monster, Malefic Cyber Dragon. This one is just because it's so damn easy to summon. Remove a Cyber Dragon from your extra deck. That rounds up the monsters. Now on to spell cards. 3 Ancient City Rainbow Ruins. Best card to have. I run 3 because obviously you cannot have that much. You can always have more firepower than that. And this one depends on how many cards are in your spell card zone. 1, this card cannot be destroyed. 2, you take half damage. 3, if your opponent activates a spell trap card, you can negate the activation and destroy it. 4, you can draw an extra card during your main phase, and 5, you can special summon a Crystal Beast monster from your spell card zone. 2 terraformings to bring out your Ancient City Rainbow Ruins in case you don't draw into it. 2 Crystal Abundance. This card is awesome, given the fact that you can send all Crystal Beast monsters, 4 total, to your graveyard to destroy all cards your opponent controls. And then you can special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your graveyard, depending on how many cards your opponent destroyed. 2 Crystal Blessings. Good card. Very good card in case you need that extra Crystal Beast monsters in your graveyard if you tribute it to summon Hamon or any other card that actually went to your graveyard. Crystal Beacon. Special summon a monster from your deck straight to the field. You have to have 2 Crystal Beasts on the field at the time in your spell card zone to activate this card, but still, Pegasus, or Carbuncle, don't matter. Crystal Promise, again, special summon a monster from your spell card zone, either Carbuncle to special summon all of them at once, or Pegasus to, give yourself that extra firepower. 2 Crystal Release, I love this card. I used to run 3, but now I run 2. It increases your Crystal Beast monster's attack by 800. With Topaz, Mammoth, or Pegasus, it could be very devastating. Plus, when it is removed from the field sent to the graveyard, you can bring out a Crystal Beast deck monster from your deck to your spell card zone. 2 rare values. You got 2 Crystal Beast cards on your spell card zone. Your opponent chooses one, sends it to the graveyard, and you can draw 2 cards. Good drawing power. And 1 Crystal Sheet. I run 1 because I don't think it's that necessary. It does have a fatal flaw in it. Every time a Crystal Beast monster goes to your spell zone, place 1 crystal counter on this card, send it to the graveyard. Depending on how many crystal cards are on this card, you can special summon that many monsters from your from your deck to your spell card zone. Now the trouble with this card is you have to have room in your spell card to activate this card. If you have 3 counters and 3 Crystal Beasts on the field, obviously you cannot throw this to the graveyard for just 2 Crystal Beasts. You gotta have 3. Trap cards. 1 Crystal Pair. If your monster is destroyed by battle, it can go to the graveyard, and you can get a Crystal Beast monster from your deck and add it to your spell card zone. So basically, it's the same effect. Plus, you negate any battle damage done. And the only other crystal trap card, is Crystal Raigeki. This card is just awesome, given the fact that it's just like a Raigeki card, except only one Crystal Beast monster from the field goes to the graveyard, and you can destroy a monster on the field from your opponent's side of the field. It's just awesome. I love this card. And if I could have more than 3, I would. But yeah, those are the only other trap cards. Now onto my extra deck. 2 Cyber End Dragons. Obviously, I got 2 Malefics, so I need 2 Cyber Ends, just in case one of them is destroyed. 2 Leviathan Dragons. Now this card everybody knows. Remove an XD material from this card and it gains 500 attack points. Level 3, so I usually use this in conjunction with Carbuncle or Cat or any other level 3 monster. This is a new card I just happen to have. Number 34 Terabyte. I run 2. It requires 3 level 3 monsters. I only have 5, so how can I do that? But it's a Crystal Beast deck, so you can bring back your monsters from the graveyard after you've tributed their XYZ materials or whatever. This is a good card, especially in defense mode. I mean, it's got, 2,900 defense points. And you can remove an XZ material from this card, gain control of a level 4 or lower monster your opponent controls. 2 Gemini Pearls. This card is a good beater. It's level 4, 2,600 attack points. My only gripe with this card is that it has obviously no special effect. So, yeah, but 2,600 attack, but you can't go wrong with that. And finally, the card that everybody has. 2 number 39 Utopias. Remove an XR material, negate the activation of a spell trap of an attack, destroy it. Good thing with this one, you can negate your own attacks. That's what I use that for, just to get my Crystal Beast back on the field as quickly as possible. And just in case I would have a Utopia, and if my life points are down for the count, number C39 Utopia Ray. I came across this card accidentally, which is, I was glad I was able to trade for it, but very good card. I mean, you can put it on top of your Utopia. Every time you remove a XYZ material from this card, your opponent will lose 1,000 life points and yours will gain 500 attack. So obviously, very good card. And that would round them up. I have another card on my side deck. CW Phoenix Bow. You can only equip this card to Utopia Ray, but look at that. you gain 1100 attack points. How can it not be good? And you can inflict 1000 damage to your opponent when it destroys an opponent's monster. It's kind of like a Hamon. But yeah, that rounds up my Crystal Beast deck. Let me know if you have any suggestions on how to make this deck better. Just write down your remarks section, and thanks for watching this video. This is Dragon Mark signing out. Peace.